What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today we're going to be talking about some people that have reached levels of stupidity previously thought unreachable. Basically, this guy ended up stealing $7.2 million from the government in COVID relief and has been buying mansions, supercars, and everything else with it, and just thought he was going to get away with it like they were just never going to check into the records. And well, ladies and gents, surprise, surprise, he officially got caught. So today I figured we could take a look at this story because it's pretty crazy. So without further ado, let's get into it.
The sun's down and I'm feeling it right, so tell me, little mama, what you doing tonight? You know I'm trying to hit it, I'm not being polite.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so for those of you that don't know, there's been a pandemic going on for about a year or so now, and during that time, the economy has been in a rough spot. A lot of places haven't been able to be, open fully, and obviously that stressed a lot of businesses financially. And the US government was like, hey, we're gonna make this program where we're gonna loan you money to make payroll and whatnot. The only problem is, I guess the system was not very good at being able to pick out scammers, because I saw this headline this morning. Man uses $7.2 million from PPP funds to buy county mansion, luxury cars, and more. Seminole County, by the way. Yeah, that's right, dude. Apparently, this program that's supposed to be helping struggling businesses just gave $7.2 million to some dude that didn't even have, employees. And, he ended up squandering it on a mansion, cars, all this stuff that people decide to spend money on. I don't know why, if you're stealing $7.2 million from the government, you're not trying to stay low-key and not buy a mansion. But hey, I guess that's why I'm the one not stealing millions of dollars from the government, and he's the one who's about to go to jail for a very long time. A Bradenton man is accused of using $7.2 million from the PPP program to buy a mansion in Chulada, according to court records. This guy was indicted on 2 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of aggravated identity theft, and 3 counts of illegal monetary transaction. Honestly, I just really don't know what this guy expected. If there's one group of people you shouldn't steal money from, it's the mafia. And then after that is the United States federal government, because they don't really play about that stuff, bro. Obviously, he hasn't been to trial yet. I just want to make that clear. Innocent till proven guilty. Magnifico was listed as a consulting company with few or no employees, records show. However, this guy applied for the PPP loan established as part of the CARES Act relief, saying that they had 441 employees with an average monthly payroll of $2.88 million. Records show after the application, the Small Business Administration issued $7.2 million in PPP funds to this business, and prosecutors say that he then used the money to buy a Maserati, an $89,000 Lincoln Navigator, a $250,000 Mercedes-Benz, and a $3.1 million home. Okay, obviously, I think if this guy did it, he's a jerk. Stealing money from, the paycheck relief program that's supposed to be helping the economy during a pandemic is definitely not good karma. I don't think there's any doubting that. At the same time, bro, you're telling me the Small Business Administration gave this dude $7.2 million without checking the records to see if this company even had employees? Bro, they were able to see that this company was listed as a consulting firm with no employees, and then all of a sudden, the government starts giving out money and it turns into a 400-employee operation with monthly payroll near $3 million. Yep, nothing to see here, folks. Why in the world would anything be considered suspicious about that? I'm not saying he should have done it, okay? Obviously, he's a jerk for doing it, but at the same time, if they would have done literally any research, I don't think any of this would have been able to happen. Oh, wow, there's honestly no way we could have seen this coming, Judge. Really? None? None at all? Then how are magazines able to put this together, bruh? You know this guy had to feel like the smartest person in the world, dude. He's like, yes, that's right, I've defrauded the government out of $7.2 million. I just don't get the reason to flaunt it, dude. If you're that smart to be able to get a scam like that, not that it seems like it took a lot of smarts, it seems like he just had to apply and they sent him $7 million. The wrong move is to start buying Maseratis, mansions, 3 different cars, because I guarantee you that brings attention to you, dude. And attention is not a good thing when you're stealing $7.2 million from the federal government. I can't believe I have to explain that to you, but when you break the law that much, the last thing you should want is attention. And obviously this guy is a jerk, bro, but I'm I'm gonna have to say that the Small Business Administration has just been doing an absolute garbage job. Because I was doing a little bit more research to see if I can find anything on this particular story, and I found another situation where a different dude stole $7.2 million for a business that doesn't even exist. So whoever is in charge of like approving loans in the Small Business Administration definitely needs to get a performance review. Because I don't know, but in this video alone, you're about to see $15 million worth of money going to the wrong place. Alright, so this headline is Fraud-Prone Aid Program sends $7 million to families' fake farms. The SBA approved loans and grants of dozens of new agricultural businesses registered at 3 single-family homes in the Cleveland area. Yeah, that's right, dude. Scamming the Small Business Administration has been so effortless in the past year. This guy submitted his house, like his single-family home in the middle of a suburb in Cleveland, as 12 different farms, like using the same 3 addresses, and they just sent him $7 million, bro. Like, nobody there Googled the farms or the address just to make sure that, you know, it was actually a farm, or like, they don't have a computer system in place to say, huh, that's funny, there's 8 other businesses registered to this same address. We should probably look into this a little bit more. How is the government so behind, bro? You're telling me I can't make a Facebook account without having to fill out 87 CAPTCHA forms, but I can get a small business loan for $7 million without anyone Googling my address to make sure it actually exists. No wonder we're $17 trillion in debt, bro. Like, no wonder we're really just out here giving away money like it's candy. You get $8 million. You get $8 million. All you gotta do, pretend there's a farm at your house. Who cares? Does there have to be one? Maybe if they Google it. Apparently not. And this is just the stuff we know about, dude. Could you imagine all the people that aren't being idiots and buying like mansions and stuff with all this money? You know what I mean? Like, these are just the people that decided to go way too far. They got too greedy, too big for their britches. I bet you there's tons and tons of people that have stolen smaller amounts of money. 10, 20,000, hundreds of thousands even. Compared to these big guys stealing $7 million at a time, you're a pretty small fry, dude. But the explanation in the article of this particular situation somehow makes it even worse. The single-family home on Forest View Avenue in Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland, shows no signs of farming activity. It only shows one thing growing on an 1/8 lot are trees, shrubs, and grass. But 20 companies are registered at that address, with names like Organic Ohio Berries and Garlic Farming LLC. Very in-depth, and they've won government approval for loans and grants intended to support small businesses hurt by the pandemic. In all, the owner of the Forest View home and his family have created 72 companies with agrarian-sounding names at 3 different Cleveland area addresses, and then used them to get approval for loans and grants totaling $7.2 million from the Small Business Administration's Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. State and federal records show there's no sign of agricultural activity at any of the locations, or that any of the companies were active before February 1st, a requirement for pandemic aid, and none of them were registered in the Ohio Secretary of State's office before May, which is like when all the programs started coming out. Dude, so apparently these people made 72 companies at 3 addresses and then just named them Garlic Farming and got approved for loans. I'm not saying that every person who works in the Small Business Administration isn't doing their job. I'm sure that's like very hard right now because the amount of loans they're getting has got to be massive. All I'm saying is that before you give $7.2 million to Garlic Farming LLC, you probably should do a little research. Or like I said, at the bare minimum, like have a computer program that points out that 72 businesses exist at this one address that isn't even zoned for farming. Like, even if your workers are overwhelmed, they're dealing with application after application. That's why you make a computer program to let people know if the same person has applied 80 different times. It shouldn't take them stealing all this money for you guys to figure it out, because guess what? Now you're not getting that money back. That $250,000 that guy spent on his Benz with that money from earlier in the story, even when the government takes it back and sells it, they might only get, like, what? Max $200 for it? Sick. There's $50,000 lost. Oh, we're gonna sell sell the house, awesome. Everybody knows that it's super fun to be buying a $3.1 million house that was just seized by the government and isn't part of an impending court case. That's not going to sell for as much money. Like, it's too late. When you guys catch them after they've already stolen $7.2 million, you're never going to get all that money back. And that's a lot of money. $15 million could help a lot of small businesses. I haven't gotten any loans from the government from the pandemic because I don't need it. My business is doing fine. But it just does bug me that, like, somehow, bro, this story literally ends up with like 15 million missing. And this is just 2 articles that I found. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you pressing the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Do you think this is stupid that people are getting away with this? Do you not care? You know, I really would love to know your guys' opinion. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss another post. I post pretty often, and support really does help. If you want more content now, I do have a podcast called the Scuffed Cast. Link to that will be in the description. Feel free to go check that out, along with a link to the intro song if you feel like giving that a listen. Links in the description. And you can also find the merch store down there as well. Instagram at Scrubae, Twitter at Scrubae_69. But now we got to give the member shout outs. If you want a member shout out, just hit join next to the subscribe button down there. You get a verified check mark next to your name and a shout out at the end of every video. So without further ado, a big shout out to Candy Rose, Taco Man, Caveman, Blink, Jacob, Eli, Garrett, Sambroni, Ultra Radish, Raymond, Michael Savage, Pepe the Gamer, TNT Yourself, Bongos, FaZe Obama, Bullseye Ben, Michael Harris, Cyrus, Nick, Hex, Fortnite, Philip, Flofty, Kanye, Weiro, Lackey, Hallspy, Caden, Jinx, Carrot, Calvin, Kinsta, Isaiah, Random Bot, Rozak, Bauman, Trash McGee, Toasty, Ansel, Tom, Knees Duts, Kim, Home Gang, Dashy Boy, DJ Legend, Antog, Way Too Psycho, Alex, Tendons, Coleman, Typical Panda, Master Milks, Aaron Loves Scrubs, William Dubois, Rosento, Mackenzie, Geo, Plaz, Jellybean, Woofles, Benedicti, Ma, Man Madness, Branding Groves, Flopped Phoenix, Dylan Chungus, Unreal Decoys, Sebastian Bees, Johnny Dude, Cosmic Ramen, Fabulously Terrifying, Chandler Lewis, Ryuki, and Why So Blurry. Thank you all so much for being members. It really does help out, and I appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Don't get anyone pregnant if you do. Make sure they're hot, and I'm out. Peace.